Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching SAMAA News. Here are today's headlines. The United States and Iran have traded fresh strikes as negotiations continue to end a 3-month-old conflict. The US said it struck Iranian military sites over the weekend in response to what it called aggressive Iranian actions, including the shootdown of a US MQ-1 drone over international waters. In a post on X, US Central Command said American fighter aircraft responded by targeting Iranian air defenses, a ground control station, and 2 one-way attack drones that it said posed clear threats to ships moving through regional waters. CENTCOM added that no US military personnel were harmed. Iran's Revolutionary Guard said it had targeted an airbase used by the United States for an attack on southern Iran. US President Donald Trump has said that Iran really wants to reach a deal with the United States, even as both countries remain locked in a tense cycle of military exchanges and ceasefire negotiations. Trump said in a new social media statement that Iran wanted to make a deal with Washington and that any agreement would benefit the United States and its partners. President Donald Trump has said that the United States is pursuing a great deal with Iran, but warned that failure to reach an agreement could lead to renewed military action. Speaking to Fox News, Trump has said that he would prefer a diplomatic solution because it would save a lot of lives. He has maintained that the Strait of Hormuz could be reopened immediately if a deal is signed. The US president has cautioned that if negotiations fail, the US would go back and finish it off militarily.
Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has said that dialogue and exchanges of messages with the United States are continuing, but cautioned against reading too much into reports about a possible agreement. Talking to an Iranian news agency, Araghchi said no conclusions should be drawn until negotiations are finalized, describing current claims and speculation about a deal as premature.
Reports claiming that Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian resigned have triggered fresh speculation about internal power struggles in Tehran. US media and foreign outlets reported that Pezeshkian had submitted a resignation letter to the office of the Supreme Leader. According to the reports, Pezeshkian allegedly asked to step down because he and his government had been excluded from key decision-making within Iran's ruling system. However, a senior official in the Iranian administration dismissed the resignation claims, calling them false and part of the media games of certain foreign outlets. He wrote in a post that President Pezeshkian will not retreat from serving the people, just as the Iranian nation will not step back from the path of solidarity and resistance.
Meanwhile, Benjamin Netanyahu has ordered the Israeli occupation forces to deepen and expand their control over areas in Lebanon. The announcement comes after Israeli forces seized the historic Beaufort Castle and surrounding high ground in southern Lebanon, despite a ceasefire that has been in place for more than 6 weeks.
US Secretary of State Marco Rubio has spoken with both Lebanese President Joseph Aoun and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on the diplomatic negotiations between Israel and Lebanon, and has proposed a plan to allow for gradual de-escalation. An official said the US has proposed that as a first step, the Iranian-backed Hezbollah militant group would stop all attacks on Israel, and in return, Israel would refrain from escalation in Beirut. The official added this would create space for gradual de-escalation and an effective cessation of hostilities. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching SAMAA News.